Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to on today's episode. What did I say?
No, you didn't say anything. It's like Labor Day. Why are we working?
You're giving because we're not federal employees, Larson. That's why. Hey, you don't want to work? We don't have to make money. That's all good too. Because Monday Night Raw was on today. That's why, Larson.
Yes, that's why.
When the superstars of WWE take a day off, maybe we can too.
Oh, they don't take a day off from Raw or SmackDown, though.
Hey, what are you talking about? Well, you had a nice camping trip, Larson. I'm sure you're back, well rested, ready to go.
You know, I did sleep much better, but it's not the same as sleeping in your own bed.
I would think that anything is better than 2 hours, man. So
yeah, I got about seven
hopefully.
hours.
Oh, okay, all right. In the tent? You got 7 in the tent? That's impressive.
Well, I was exhausted yesterday by the time I drove back.
Could have slept anywhere then, huh?
But I still stayed up till 11. It's not like I went to bed early either.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw from Paris. They're back in Chicago this coming Friday.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate because CM Punk finds himself in a little bit of a pickle, and maybe, I'll be honest with you, WWE might find themselves in a pickle as well, because right now they're setting up a mixed tag situation. Tonight, Becky Lynch really sticking it to CM Punk, slapping the shit out of this guy. Of course, Punk being a gentleman in this day and age, you can't give a GTS to Becky Lynch if you're CM Punk. And so it stands to reason that somebody closer to Becky's division would be the one to counter the strength of Becky Lynch. It seems like you got one of two options here, and I'm curious if WWE even knows what they're going to be doing, either at WrestlePalooza or maybe in Perth, because the crowd really wants AJ Lee.
Yeah, I guess the other option would be former Straight Edge Society member Serena Deeb if she's under AEW contract.
I mean, I was actually thinking a much more, obvious answer, Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yeah, because he was talking to her backstage, yeah.
Well, he was talking to her backstage. He got Perth coming up. And so I don't know. I mean, obviously got WrestlePalooza coming up, and it seems maybe more obvious that they would do a potential mixed tag here at WrestlePalooza.
All jokes aside, if it's Rhea, there's going to be a portion of the crowd, perhaps significant portion of the crowd is going to be like, oh.
Because that's the pickle that we're in. Therein lies the pickle.
Because the expectation, especially when he goes to Pierce, is like, hey, where's SmackDown out this Friday? And Pierce says Chicago, and Punk just says tremendous.
Tremendous.
Like, I don't even think Punk and AJ live in Chicago anymore, at least not full time. They got a house in Los Angeles now.
I think they're in Los Angeles, yeah.
But still, Punk's associated with Chicago. It stands to reason that he's so excited about the possibility of SmackDown being Chicago because AJ Lee could maybe make a return this Friday on SmackDown. Then you would think to set up that tag match for WrestlePalooza. But if it's not AJ, like, they're really setting everybody up to think that it's got to be AJ. I mean, even apparently after the we stopped streaming last night, while the cameras were still rolling, apparently Punk pointed at a sign that mentioned AJ on it.
Yeah. So, dude, I honestly don't know. So, like, the closest that we sort of are coming to getting an answer, I think at this point, we could take a look possibly at the dirt sheets. Fightful mentioned here in a report, I believe this was yesterday following the Clash of Paris. And it says here, the end of WWE Clash in Paris lends some credibility to rumors we've heard floating within WWE over the last couple months. WWE sources have indicated that AJ Lee's name has been brought up in numerous pitches internally of late. AJ Lee has largely been uninterested in making a return to the ring over the past 10 years. Immediately upon the finish to last night's Clash in Paris, where Becky Lynch helped her husband Seth Rollins, Fightful received messages from WWE sources hopeful that the pitches they've been hearing about were related to that. We've also heard that some of those pitches weren't quite shut down like they used to be. They clarify, Fightful does, we cannot confirm an AJ Lee return is a go, but sources have said there's been more traction on it of late than in previous years. So, it's been 10 years, March of 2015, since AJ Lee last wrestled. She was involved in the Women of Wrestling thing that they did, but not in a wrestling perspective.
Things,
And right. And then she was actually in the ring, but for the show Heels in its final season as well. So that's kind of the best we got right now. I wonder if it's a situation where like there might be some really quiet negotiations ongoing and Rhea is there if in case, but like I get it, man. Like, you know, if Rhea, let me put it this way. They do need to kind of shit or get off the pot, right? Like pretty soon. And I was kind of surprised that tonight during that promo, which I thought that it was a bit on the long side, but I thought it was really good. I like this iteration of Becky Lynch. I've noticed there's been a lot of pushback towards Becky being in the division on social media. Anyways, I'm in this case, I'm like a wait and see type because I like the work Becky Lynch is doing right now. I like the finishing angle on Clash in Paris. And this iteration of Becky in the ring with CM Punk, I liked a lot of it. I think it probably could have been condensed like a lot of stuff in WWE these days.
Yeah.
But I liked the gist of it. And I was kind of surprised that we didn't hear "This Is My Brutality" to finish off that you know, when Becky was just laying into CM Punk physically. I was kind of surprised that we didn't get that. What do they need to do to, like, you know, temper expectations if AJ Lee isn't in the equation? A promo with Punk in Chicago where he shoots it down, basically? Would that do
it has to be that. It has to be, he has to make a reference to it and you know, essentially say, you're lucky that my wife, whatever, you know, he says, isn't coming back. But I don't think, if it is Rhea, I don't think you could have her make her entrance, say it's in SmackDown on Friday. There's some bit where, I mean, they would involve Seth and Becky being on SmackDown on Friday too. But, you know, where they book the tag match, he introduces his partner, Rhea Ripley. If he does that with no prefacing, saying, it's not AJ, and then it's not AJ who's his partner, I think there's going to be a lot of people who are somewhat deflated by the fact that this is, fairly or not, these are the expectations that are being set.
If they do it this Friday, I think we'll be fine. I think WWE will be fine. Because if they do it this Friday, if we have a similar setup, something that happens, because like Rhea ain't doing shit right now. Io's doing the shit. It's been announced that WrestlePalooza is going to have her and Stephanie Vaquer. Clearly, there's the Asuka stuff, and they've sort of spun that off into, you know, Asuka's sort of telling everybody to F off when it comes to her friend Io Sky. And so Rhea's kind of not doing anything right now. And so if they find themselves on SmackDown in Chicago in the same situation, Rhea's bulletproof these days. And she's got the great stinger on her song, you know, "This Is My Brutality" bit. If that hits, that Chicago crowd's going to erupt for Rhea because everybody loves Rhea. And that'll shut down the AJ Lee thing pretty quick. I think it will. They can't go past that, though, because if they go past that, then you got a snowball effect. And the longer you wait, the worse off it's going to get for them in terms of setting up expectations. So they need to either nail this deal down if that's the thing, or just let everybody know it's Rhea and they'll be fine with it at that point on because everybody loves Rhea.
Yeah, the longer the reveal of who Punk's partner is going to be, the more the expectations are going to be raised. So yeah, if you want to dispel with any notion that it's going to be AJ, then you got to announce the partner ASAP.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because every week that goes on, there'd probably be more teases potentially, 'cause especially if it's a situation where, all right, we're trying to make this happen. And if it doesn't, Rhea's ready to step in. But, to build to it, you got to think, well, while we're working to make the deal happen, we got to continue to tease that it could be AJ. And if it falls through, 3 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now is the show, so 2 weeks from now, and it's Rhea, people are like, all right, well, there's so many little hints you dropped over the last 2 weeks that it could be AJ, and now it's not. What the heck?
Oh, the worst thing they could do is wait for the actual. If let's say this mixed tag match happens at WrestlePalooza and Punk is like, oh, I got a surprise partner. Don't do that. If it's going to be Rhea, don't do that. If it's AJ, that's cool. If it's AJ, that's great because, oh my God, AEW what? Everybody's going to be tuning into WrestlePalooza to see AJ Lee. I mean, that's you want to counter the strength of AEW. That's one way to do it. I think the AEW people are still going to buy the AEW pay-per-view and everything. Yeah. But if you really want to put on a loaded premiere for ESPN, for ESPN, then by all means have AJ Lee be his surprise tag partner. But if you don't have AJ, you need to declare that. You need to declare that it is Rhea
as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. So yeah, the crowd, the Paris crowd, pretty electric, chanting AJ Lee. Becky tried to shut it down by saying she's a dope who doesn't work here anymore. She said that twice. So yeah, I mean, look, SmackDown, I get the feeling that by Friday, by SmackDown, that's gotta be their cutoff point. You
would think so. You would think so.
That's gotta be the cutoff point. Let me ask you this. Let's say it's real. Let's say they don't have AJ.
Yeah.
You got the Palooza coming up, and then 3 weeks after that, you got Crown Jewel in Perth. Would they use a mixed tag match at the Palooza to then justify Becky versus Rhea in Perth? Or is Rhea finally, are they going to do the quick switcheroo championship? Io gets the title off of, or in the Vaquer match, and then at the next pay-per-view, similar, I mean, Rhea lost her title right before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Io loses it to Rhea in Perth, where Rhea's able to exercise the Io demon and at the same time win the title. Did you see that as a possible scenario, or would they use the mixed tag for a Becky thing?
I mean, if it is Rhea, that would definitely motivate it, because if it's Rhea, well, whoever Punk teams with, they're going to win, And if it's Rhea, her and Punk win, then that's easy motivation. All right, now Becky, I want that belt. Which they might very well be headed that direction. I don't know. But if Rhea's thing is, I need to beat Io either on the way to winning title or to win title, then you'd think that would lead to Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania. You would think.
Yeah. The Becky title is interesting. And number one, I do think that, we talked about this on our Clash in Paris review, but it would not shock either of us if Braun and Bronson, especially now that it seems like they'll be taking on the Usos at WrestlePalooza, another, match that they're going to be loading that show with. If Braun and Bronson beat the Usos at WrestlePalooza, hell, even if they don't, they still have a case to, go after the tag titles.
Yeah.
I think Becky's going to continue to hold on to that Intercontinental Championship for a while.
Seems like it.
So I'd be surprised if they did her and Rhea at Perth, because Rhea's going to win in Perth. She's going to win at Crown Jewel. And I know there's plenty of people out there who are saying, they're going to be doing champion versus champion at Crown Jewel Perth. But it also wouldn't shock me if that was like a Saudi Arabia exclusive thing, given that the titles themselves are in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, didn't they say that the Crown Jewel titles were not going to be on the line at this year's show?
Have they already confirmed that? I don't know.
I thought I saw something about that. I don't
that
know if
wouldn't
confirmed it.
That is the most Saudi Arabia thing. It wouldn't surprise me if, because Saudi's going to get, I know they get the Rumble. Are they going to have a show in Saudi Arabia between now and probably not, huh? Between now and the Rumble. No, they're not. So yeah, I don't know. That Crown Jewel Championship always, to me, felt like, well, they're not going to, I'll be surprised if they ever did that thing again.
So middle of August, Body Slam had a report saying that it didn't look like they were going to be defended this year.
Okay. All right. Because what would that be? Seth versus Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do in that match. I don't think they would do that because you got to have Seth winning and you got to have Cody winning. It's not like it was last year when it was Gunther. It was kind of a mid-card guy. Wow. Where's Gunther? Is he injured? Yeah, that's right. He was injured, huh? Yeah. He was like recovering or some shit.
Yeah. He had to have surgery on his nose or something, right?
That's right. So also mentioned Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer for the women's title at WrestlePalooza. Nice to see them dust off Stephanie Vaquer. She had the title shot set up for Clash. They weren't doing anything with her to set that up. And then now they've moved it over to her versus Io at WrestlePalooza. I mean, Io's feuding with us. Is there any chance that Stephanie walks out with this title, given that Io's in a thing with Asuka that's getting kind of contentious?
I mean, I suppose it's a possibility, but you look at what they've been doing creatively with Stephanie the last few weeks. Basically nothing.
Yeah, well, has she had interviews during the commercial break?
No, she's been in a couple backstage segments where.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
sorry, we're not going to have the match this week.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm just hard pressed to think. Yep, she's winning when they haven't utilized her really at all of late. And then to go from basically having no presence on TV to being champion. They couldn't or wouldn't do it, but it would just be kind of shocking if they did.
Io has two major feuds ready for her in Asuka and Rhea potentially. Mm-hmm. It makes all the sense in the world that you put that thing back on Io. Golly, at that point, how many championship reigns has Io had?
Oh, they mentioned, I thought, tonight on the show how many she's had to date.
4?
Sounds right.
Has it been that many? In any event, that's my guess. Is Io Sky is going to win that WrestlePalooza match?
Yeah.
Also mentioned already. The end of the show, we had LA Knight and Jey Uso in tag action against Braun and Braun. Braun and Braun picked up the win, and afterwards, of course, they decided to do their customary beatdown. And after a tsunami or two, I forget how many, if it was just one or not.
Yeah, Jimmy took the time getting out there.
He did. Yeah, he was like, I'm sure he can handle this himself. Oh, maybe not. And then Jim Uso comes out. Huge pop for Jim Uso. And Jey Uso was like, I can't do it, Us. I can't do it.
I need you.
I need you, Us.
Jimmy says, I'm here.
Yeah. So, when's the last time they wrestled together? What, probably a couple years now? Have they done a reunion since then? Like a proper tag team match since then?
It's been a little bit. I mean, obviously they've had a reunion since they split and had the Mania match.
Well, they did them versus. Have they done a reunion since then? Since they did the Mania match? The War Games together. In any event, Braun and Bronson versus the Usos at WrestlePalooza looks to be the match they're setting up there.
Yeah.
It's the reunited Usos. Jey Uso is incredibly popular. Who's going to win that match?
I mean, as we saw on, so according to Cage Match, the last time they wrestled as a team was Monday Night Raw. What is this? March 24th.
Oh,
they wrestled A-Town Down Under.
All right.
In Scotland.
Okay.
That's the last time they... But that actually make TV? It says it was on Raw. Okay. Yeah, so earlier this year.
Okay.
That's the last time I could see they wrestled a tag match together. Oh, wait. No, that's a dark match.
Ah.
Yeah, they've done one dark match. Them against Dom and JD.
Okay.
And that was August 1st.
Braun and Bronson, number one, the Usos do not need to be a tag team again. A one-off for the launch on ESPN is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that. But Jay is wildly successful as a singles guy. Jim holds it down on SmackDown. He does an okay job over there. Mid-Carter. But, like, Braun and Bronson, they need a win, man.
They do, but maybe Jimmy's thinking, all right, Sammy, he's got the U.S. title. Mission accomplished over there on SmackDown. I've thwarted it solo getting that U.S. title. I've done my best to take down MFTs. And now I'm going to help my brother on Raw. Usos reunited.
As like wouldn't it be great if they had that conversation? Like after the match, win or lose, he's like, hey, Us, didn't that feel good? Yeet, yeet. It's like, yeah, maybe that magic, again.
Oh, you got Jay doing the uncomfortable swallow thing.
Listen, Us, here's the thing. Maybe like once a year, dog.
It's like at the end of the show, and Jay's just looking at the clock, waiting for that red light on the A-cam to go off. It's like, should we off yet?
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, we're not on pay-per-view. There's not a hard out anymore. And they keep the show going after the show ends for a couple minutes just to see people lingering around the ringside area.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
How can I delay this?
How so awkward. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I don't know, man. That should be a story right there. Like every week, Jim just reminding Jey Uso. He's like, "Hey, look at our merch sales from back in the day, man. They were off the charts." And Jay's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know.
Mine are pretty good.
Mine are double that.
Yeah, mine are pretty good too.
And I get it all. So it's double. Plus, I don't have to have it. I don't have to cut it in half."
But Jim would be like, well, imagine you get what you get now plus what we're getting. Pitches it that way.
He's like, I don't know.
It's like you'll fill up your merch bucket even faster if we get back together.
It was like maybe LA Knight. You guys got, you can take the, the no yeet thing, you can make team no yeah. How about that? Here you go. Yeah. Perfect. Go talk to LA Knight. He ain't getting that world title anytime soon. I'm Jey Uso. Yeet.
Yeet.
Oh, man. Before we dive into the show, September, it's a new month, Larson. Woo! That means we got a brand new predictions challenge. You'll be happy to know, Mr. Predictions Champion, I have ordered the predictions gifts, the rewards.
You know what it looks like.
What's that?
I don't even know what it looks like.
Yes, you do, because you've seen the actual image of the gifts of the it's the jersey. It's like the Charlotte color jersey.
Oh, that was a long time ago. You said that was the thing.
I know, because here's the thing: like the first leg of the predictions challenge,
beginning of the month,
and so it's like, I'm sorry, but like in the middle of the month when we're like coming up on whatever the next show was, it was Forbidden Door. It was like, well, why bother to show it off now? Anybody who's just signing up ain't going to be able to win it. Well, that's not the case now. You guys have until the 12th, because I think we're going to do Worlds Collide as part of our predictions challenge for September. So Worlds Collide, and then the big two shows on September 20th, All Out and Palooza. And so that is going to be the big predictions challenge for September. And of course, we've got, as soon as that stuff shows up, we've got the coronation. And I've been told by Bill and Bob Friendo, our benefactors, there's also a mysterious King's Bounty.
I don't like that.
It's apparently like an additional reward ponied up for by Bob and Bill Friendo, our benefactors.
I don't like the sound of the mystery.
It's apparently like a mystery bounty for you, which people will only be able to see at the coronation, to be announced soon. I don't know when the gifts are going to come, but it's where I put the hat on you, because you got a bucket hat and then a T-shirt and then a jersey.
Bucket hat.
It's the bucket hat, dude. You gonna wear a bucket hat on the show?
Maybe.
That'd be cool. It says the last real predictions champion. Yeah.
How about this? If I repeat, because no one's repeated, right?
I don't think anybody's repeated.
We should. Yeah, can I actually be the last real predictions champion?
You want to stop doing predictions?
No, just like they weren't going to stop having a world
Terrible
champion
idea.
if
That's an
Cena
awful
won,
idea.
but have some sort of reset. And I don't know what exactly.
If you repeat, we will reset. I'm fine with that.
I don't know what
Because
resetting means.
you know why I'm cool with that, Larson? Because another live stream means more money for me. So I'm aiming for you to repeat so we can reset.
There we go. Let's
man.
reset.
Yeah, WWE resets all the time. Why can't we
Yeah.
reset?
Let's reset. You
Let's
know
reset.
what that would look like.
I don't know, but upon the first repeat, we'll reset. You know,
Okay,
if it's
there we
you
go.
or, we get another John Hosey run of 2 in a row or something like that. That'd be cool. I'm down with that. Anyway, so if you want in on the Big Blue Predictions Challenge, if you want to be the guy to dethrone the guy that dethroned the guy that cashed in on the guy that dethroned
why does
me.
that go back to you? Why does that have to go back to you?
I don't know. I want a little recognition too, man. It's fun. It's neat.
You had your recognition. You won.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I've now won twice. That's
Yeah.
one more than you.
Yeah,
so
right.
How about my recognition?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
does
you
my
get-
recognition have to be
you
related
get-
to yours?
You get a whole coronation. Anyways, let me do the call to action, man. Come on, let me do the call to action. You want to make money or not here?
Oh, my respect.
If you want to get in on the predictions challenge and dethrone the Larson,
Thank you.
then all you got to do is click join right here, youtube.com/Stephen Larson, or go to patreon.com/Stephen Larson. Click on the Friendo Club setup. Either way you do it, it's $5 a month. Great way to help support Going In Raw. Also, we got merchandise over there at thefriendoshop.com, including this Wolfpack variant of the Friendo Club basketball jersey. Still hot outside, so still time to wear the
Yeah,
jersey.
It's hot.
Whoop-a. Anyways, check that out at friendoshop.com. You can still use that code Friendo2024. Get you 20% off at friendoshop.com.
Hold on. Speaking of resets, we should probably reset that coupon code at some point.
Yeah, I'll get that done with. I'll do that. That's actually a really easy thing to do. I just haven't done it. So let's talk about the CM Punk stuff. So
Sure.
after the recap of Clash in Paris, it was great because you turn on Raw like 20 minutes after it starts, and then you've
missed
only
anything.
missed about 3 minutes of promo.
Yeah.
So we see CM Punk backstage. Adam Pearce walks up to him, says, Punk, I understand why you're upset. And Punk says, if Seth's going to show up tonight, he's like, there's only one way in or out of this arena, which sounds completely wrong. That cannot be true.
I feel like for a multitude of reasons, that is absolutely not the case.
Like, for example, if a disaster happens, like a fire breaks out, you're going to funnel 20,000 people through those doors? That's
No,
horrible.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
That's unsafe.
You can't.
So anyways, he's like, if Seth shows up tonight, he's got to come through here, where if Seth is watching, he could just go through a different entrance. Anyways.
Yeah, you can go through where the deliveries get dropped off, not like the talent parking area.
Yeah. So later on, Punk and Rhea, Ripley, are backstage. Pierce walks up, and he's like, hey, somehow, some way, Punk, that wasn't the only door because Seth is in the building, but I don't know where he is. And Punk says, well, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go handle it. And then CM Punk comes out, and he says, Seth Rollins, is seemingly endless war. This show doesn't run in your timeline. I've been patient for you, so come out here. I'm going to hijack the show. If I have to sing along with my friends here in Paris, I'm going to do this until you're out here and you face me man to man. But instead, Seth's music does hit, but Becky Lynch appears. She comes down. This is fairly lengthy, but it all boils down to, she says, oh, not the man you were looking for. I'm the man you're going to have to deal with this. And that's when the crowd then starts chanting for AJ Lee. And she says, classic. Always chanting for a dope who doesn't work here. Of course, referencing CM Punk himself, because they got chants for him the whole time he was in WWE. And then he says, he implores her, get his rotten ass out here. And she says, don't you tell me what to do. This has everything to do with me. Because he's like, it had nothing to do with you. She says, you think you only affected one person? She says, you listen to what I have to say. She says, I listened to you tell lies about my husband, berate the father of my child, the greatest man I know. And Punk says, he's a coward. So Punk says, I wish, she says, my husband has sacrificed more than you'll ever know. He's hot, Jack Talon, and he does interrupt me. Punk says, I wish he would, so we can stop listening to you and I can punch his teeth down his throat. She said, love to get your own, she says, I know you love to get your own chance in. You love to hear the sound of your voice. They chanted your name during my matches over the years and how they didn't care what I did or the work that I put in. You're not the voice of the voiceless. You're the poster child for apathy. She continues on. She says, you'll listen to everything I have to say. This isn't about you. It's about me. I started a revolution. We're in the middle of one now. We both run divisions. We're both champions. My husband's a visionary, a revolutionary, and I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time. Everybody says it. Sports Illustrated says it. Punk says, she says, you don't fit the vision. And he says, well, that sounds good. He says, but the vision's a bit blurry, isn't it? This is a 20-year beef because they chanted my name. I know the magnitude of me. I'm the best in the world. It's not just me saying it. It's thousands of people saying it. The maniacs, he calls them. He says, they'll chant my name if I work here, if I don't, if I'm in catering, if I'm champion or not. He says, you know who else chants my name besides my friends in Paris? All the towns that we visited on our tour. He says, you know who I didn't see in those towns? You and your stupid husband with your plastic belts. He says he hides behind his title, behind Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and now he's hiding behind his wife. But I'm not going to reduce somebody of your stature to just somebody's wife. You're much more than that. You just have bad taste and married a bum. I need him to know he's a paper champion, and this between us will never be over. So that brings out Seth Rollins. He says, I've been looking for you all night. If you want to say something to your world heavyweight champion, why don't you come up here and say it to my face? Punk goes to leave. Becky checks him. Seth gets tired, walks off. Punk turns into a slap from Becky, and she just keeps on slapping him and slapping him. At one point, she motorboats him and then slaps him some more. And so Punk just sort of stews, and he says, I'm going to make Seth Rollins regret ever cashing in, and you're going to regret ever putting your hands on me. So he starts to leave, and she just starts talking all sorts of shit. Punk has to really control himself, and he just walks up, and she's like, keep on walking and never come back. Later on, Punk meets up.
Hold on,
with...
she did mention that she had to throw away her hoodie because they got Punk's ball sweat all over it.
Yes, that's correct, because she did the old taint shot there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm glad you added that a little bit because that was pretty funny. So later on, Punk is with Pierce backstage. He says, good news, he'll be here next week, so relax. And Punk says, well, where's SmackDown? He's like, it's in Chicago. And Pierce is like, why? He was like, no reason. Tremendous. And then he walks off. So that's the CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins saga for Raw.
Yeah. The will it be AJ Lee being his partner against Seth and Becky. Let's talk about Io versus Stephanie. Happened at WrestlePalooza. Adam Pearce had a video promo announcing that would be the match. And then later on, Roxanne, after she eats the L to Asuka and Kyrie, walks up to Pierce and says, I just saw that Io got added to the title match. I was the last one to beat her, so I want to be added to it as well. And he says, well, they earned the title opportunity, and you just lost. And she says, I'm a former two-time NXT champion. He says he'll consider it, and he goes, here's my appointment now. Lyra walks in.
Yeah.
And Roxanne says, well, I'm not done here. Shouldn't you be looking for Bayley? She says to Lyra. And Raquel says, if you were yelling at her like me, no wonder she isn't here. And they all argue, and Pierce threatens Roxanne with no more matches, so they leave. And then Pierce says, oh, yeah, I spoke to Bayley. She sounded good. Sounded like, she said, God, I can't remember exactly he said. She said some kind of odd things, but she'll be back soon, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
And Lyra says, all right, well, I need to get back in the ring, so give me either Roxanne or Raquel. You decide.
Yeah, and they did a really cute little hand slap thing.
Handshake type deal,
a dap up type deal. Really awkward and funny. But yeah, so Lyra's that's going to be interesting. I wonder what Bayley's going to be like. She's really, her social media stuff is pretty funny. I don't know if you saw this on Instagram, but Bayley posted, this was I think 2 weeks ago. I think it's when she started the vignettes with the thing. Mm-hmm. It's it was a whole series of pictures. You could do a photo, slideshow basically.
A gallery, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, gallery. And it's a bunch of good memories and normal pictures and stuff from her recent past, just hanging out with friends or whatever. And then there'd be like a stark black and white one of like her being in the ring defeated. and then there's like some that like she'll have a picture of her as, with one of the wacky wavy guys, right? And then that same picture will appear like 5 swipes later, like the same thing. So it's actually a really kind of interesting way to use social media to build up your character a little bit. And like her avatar on Instagram is just, it's blacked out. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. Kind of interesting way to use social media.
Speaking of long promo segments, we had one of those begin the show. So Jey Uso starts in the concourse, goes down to the arena, goes to the ring to drop the promo. He says, my bad, but we ain't going to run it back. Doing the Yeet encore. He said, I was supposed to be here with the title belt around my waist. Instead, I got medical tape. But I keep running it back in my mind. What if I stayed out of Roman's match? What if I had listened to his advice instead of helping him? If you know, though, I don't play about my family. Don't talk about my family. Don't disrespect my family. And please don't ever put your hands on my family. He says Roman's laid up in the hospital, and all I hear is him telling me to smash them all. So Seth, Braun, Bronson, get your asses down here instead. LA Knight.
Yeah.
Comes to the ring. And he just says, I believe I was going to be champion. I'm not. I'm standing here a loser. You're a loser. We all lost. You know why we lost? Because we had a chance to put Seth through that table. And who screwed it up? You did. Jey Uso. It says, I'm sick and tired of being left lying. And sick damn tired of not being champion. If you're going to get in my way and have trouble understanding, I can get you up to speed real damn quick. And Jey says, then get me up to speed. Talk to me. What's up? And LA Knight says what I'm saying, but he's interrupted by Braun and Bronson. They come to the ramp. LA Knight says, we know you don't have your babysitter out here. We got 2 guys who like 8th grade so much they repeated it 3 times so we can actually rub enough brain cells together to make coherent sentences. If not, walk your asses to the back. And then Braun says, well, I had enough brain cells to beat you twice. He says, essentially, Heyman's not here to keep us in check, so we're going to do whatever we want to do, and that means wrecking you 2. So they challenged him to a match. LA Knight says, I'm banged up. Says to Jey, I know you are too. And accepts. Says, but if this greasy warthog and cross-eyed halfwit want to get their asses kicked tonight, they can. Yeah. And Jey, he concurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then later on, Jackie's backstage with LA Knight, asked about the match. And he says, is this the best decision? I don't know, but I don't know how to quit or stop. If the only chance back to the title is to beat these cross-eyed half-wits, then that's what I got to do. Can I trust Jey? We could survive together or die apart. So he says, I think he sees Jey's off camera.
Yeah, Jey walks into camera after that. Yeah.
He says, trusting you, dig dirt, you get dirt, and don't make me give you dirt. I've never heard that phrase before in my life.
It sounds like something a warden would say.
Yeah, I know. So Jey says, I came from the dirt, Oos. They got my cousin. I got to get him. Stay out of my way. We got no problems. 4 letters, 1 word before he says yeet. He says, we don't eat. He holds up 4 fingers, then 1. Says, yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah as well is 4 letters, 1 word.
It also starts with a Y.
It does. A lot of common yeet has with yeah.
They should form a tag team, Larson.
Yeah, eat.
Yeah, eat. That's horrible. That is horrible. So we had that match. They did not give this a ton of time because that promo with Punk and Becky ran super long.
Yeah.
But we got match regardless. So obviously they were focusing on Jay's belly tape because Braun Breaker ended up getting the win with a spear. And then after the match, they attack Jey and they try to do the same thing they did to the big dog. They stomp him out. Braun rips the belly tape off, and then Bronson heads up for a tsunami. LA Knight fights off Reed, but eats a spear before Reed tosses him over the announce table. Breaker drops his straps, goes for a super spear. He charges in, just absolutely murders Jey. Reed tells Breaker to move him. Reed hits a tsunami. Breaker says, yeah, break him. And then that brings out Jimmy Uso.
With chair.
With chair. And then he's able to fend both dudes off. Jimmy checks on Jey. And Jay's like, I can't do it, Uso. Can't do it alone.
Can't do it alone.
I need you.
I need you. Got
Yeah.
you.
Got you.
Finn Balor was in action. Got a great reception from that Paris crowd.
Oh, man. They love him, and they love AJ Styles.
They love AJ Styles.
AJ is their number one guy.
Love AJ Styles. So Finn got the win over Dragon Lee. It was a fun match. It was really good. He did need some...
Dude, that coup de grace was gnarly.
Yeah, he hit him like on the shoulder.
Why was Dragon Lee... Why was he doing that? You know what the coup de grace is. You just sit there and you tense up everything and you just take it.
Yeah.
Don't get up. Don't start getting up because Finn just like completely annihilated his shoulder.
Yeah. So at one point, JD gets on the apron and then Dragon Lee hits him with that Fosbury flop Ronda deal.
Yeah,
sends JD to the floor. Yeah. Finn, though, hits double stomp. Goes up top, follows with coup de grace to get the win. He celebrates. Crowd goes crazy because Paris loves Finn Balor. So afterwards, JD and Finn are talking backstage. They see Dom. They're like, "Where were you? You're supposed to be out there." And he just says, "I was there in spirit, but AJ is still on my case. We need to figure that all out." So Pierce walks in and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, hey, glad you're all together. I saw it happen earlier, and Dom, that won't happen with you. JD, Finn, you're banned from ringside for Dom's Intercontinental title match." And Dom argues with Pierce, and he says, "It should be easy for you. You're the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time, right? Too bad if not. It's official." So that match happens.
And this crowd loved AJ Styles so much, they absolutely fucking died when the finish saw... Dom's been talking at Bill Grande Americano.
When he comes out, the crowd's, chanting and singing and dancing, and AJ's dancing back. They go to commercial, they come back, and the crowd's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like for 3 straight minutes. The crowd's going absolutely crazy for AJ Styles.
This was a bad move, this right here. Like, do the thing where you give AJ the title in Paris, you take it right back off him if you want to do that shit. I don't know. If you really want Dom to keep this title, I love Dom. I think Dom's great. He's a wonderful Intercontinental champion. I loved his run so far. But so we had Styles hits a Styles Clash. Dom grabs the rope. AJ drags him away. Dom is still able to get the boot up at 2. So AJ hits a fucking gnarly Bloody Sunday. Oh, my God. That was horrible. He heads up for a phenomenal forearm. And that's when El Grande Americano sweeps his legs, hits him with a metal plate headbutt to, like, the pec. But he sold it as a headbutt. Yeah. And then Dom used the ref as a distraction. He gets up. Takes forever to get up there. Finally hits a frog splash. And I get the idea. Like, you just got hit in the head with a metal plate. You're going to be out for a while. But he hits the frog splash, and the crowd just completely dies.
I'm totally deflating.
Man, that was... I wasn't a fan of that decision right there.
Yeah. Got to read the crowd sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the continuing saga of Asuka being kind of upset with Io, but acting like she's not until she decides to act like she is. So we see the recap of what happened last week. Asuka and Kairi are backstage. Io walks up, and Io is super apologetic. "I'm sorry about last week. Told Rhea to keep her distance. It's not going to be a problem anymore." And Asuka says, "It's all right. We're family. We're going to take care of Judgment Day for you." And Io's like, "I can help if you need help. I'll be there for you." And Asuka says, "Unlike Rhea, we don't need any help." And that's when Io says, "I'm done with Rhea, but I want to tell you something." Asuka cuts her off and says, "No one's ready for the Kabuki Warriors." And then Kairi says, "Io, arigato, everything is going to be okay."
And then you hear Asuka say, "Kairi!" the first of 2 times. Yeah, she does it twice. And Asuka's fucking hilarious. God, I love her so much. That's going to be a hell of a feud. If that's the first thing they go to if Io wins at Palooza, if her and Asuka, oh boy,
it's gonna be good.
That's going to be good stuff.
It is. So Asuka and Kairi had a match against Judgment Day that they won. The finish seemingly didn't go as planned. It looked like Asuka was going for a hip attack, what they called the Asuka Impact whatever they call the hip
yeah, I
attack she
forget.
does. And so it didn't hit cleanly, and then Asuka was like, I'll pin. No, I'll just lock on the Asuka lock to get the win. But it was a really fun bout up until that point.
Yeah, there was some messiness in this match. Whenever Asuka's in there, everything goes great. It's funny with Kairi Sane. She's had like fucking awesome matches, but sometimes she just cannot get on the same page. Like with every time you see Kairi in there with Bianca Belair,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Chemistry's just not there. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it's something about WWE style, larger opponents. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know. A timing issue? I don't know.
Yeah, the communication issue. I don't know. Shit gets
know.
messy though.
It can.
Yeah.
So then later on, Io's backstage, and she's talking with Nikki Bella. And Nikki's like, oh, I'm so excited for your title match. She says, Stephanie's my girl, but, I'll be excited if you won. So then Asuka and Kairi barge in, and Asuka just says, excuse us. And Nikki's like, all right, well, I'll see you later. And Io says, she's my friend too. And Asuka says, we're going to be new tag champs, and we can help you beat Stephanie. And Io says, I don't need help to beat her. And Asuka says, you didn't win a SummerSlam alone. You'll be champion, and we'll be champions again. And then Asuka leaves. Kairi tries to talk to Io, and that's when Asuka, again off camera, yells, Kairi.
Kairi. Yeah.
Leaves. Rhea's got an interview backstage with Kathy Kelly. Asked her about her reaction for the title match at WrestlePalooza. She says, I respect both Io and Stephanie, and I think they deserve it, but I have never taken my eyes off the prize and will do whatever it takes to earn a title shot. And so Kathy asked her about Asuka and Kairi. Well, they happen to walk up. And Asuka says, oh, you want a title match before Io even wins? And Rhea says, stop. I don't know why you have a problem with me, but of course I want to be champion. This has nothing to do with my friendship with Io. I tried to play nice, but not anymore. And Asuka, this was great. She says, I've been 10 years. I am Asuka. I can push anyone I want. No one is ready for me, not even you.
Yeah.
That was great.
And then Kairi looks kind of bummed out about the whole thing after Asuka's already left. And you hear, Kairi! And then she has to leave.
Yeah.
Rusev says Rusev has a promo, nicely filmed letterbox promo. Mm-hmm. And he says...
essentially says, now that I've beaten you, Sheamus, now that you kind of know your place in the pecking order, let's be friends again.
Yeah. He says, be strong, be brave, be courageous, like Rusev. He says, what good is it being good when you can be great?
When you're destined to be great.
Yeah. You think they're going to be a tag team? They could stack that Raw division really quickly. You get those guys.
I don't know. Like if someone says, hey, let's be friends. I'm better than you. You know the pecking order now. Yeah. Now I'm allowing us to team up. I don't know if that's not really an enticing offer, to be perfectly honest.
No, not really. I'm trying to think of the benefit for Sheamus. He's getting older. Tag team match is a bit easier, half the work.
I mean, his run with Thebar was a bit of a career renaissance for him.
It absolutely was. Yeah, absolutely. He sees maybe a better path to gold, given how, lacking the Raw tag division is.
Yeah, thin.
Maybe it's just a matter of, hey, Rusev, he's got a bit of his chip on his shoulder. We go back a long way. It's all good. He's just being Rusev. He's the flip side of it. You see him being kind of insulting to me. I see him asking for a partnership. And then slowly but surely, as we're tag partners, stick it to him a little bit,
A little bit.
Steal a couple wins here and there.
Show him that the pecking order isn't exactly as Rusev describes. All right.
Right, exactly.
It seemed like the New Day had moved on from having matches with the War Raiders.
Dude, let me ask you something. When you heard the War Raiders horn, what was your reaction?
I was like, why are we going back to this?
Because did they announce the opponents before the match?
I don't know. If
they did, I wasn't paying attention because I see Penta come out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's Penta. I'm sure they did. I just was half paying attention. I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
But and I hear, and And my reaction is, oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's just, it's so sad. That's my first immediate reaction. They are so, the War Raiders are so buried in my eyes and in my heart. I used to love them. And now they come out, I'm like, oh, God, these guys. I did like that they did the silly little dance thing, walk thing, the strut with Penta. That was cute.
Yeah.
Felt very house show-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, they get the win, too. Penta hits Woods with the Destroyer off Ivar's back. Leaps off, hits the Destroyer to get the win. And then they said, Michael Cole said that New Day were going to have like a service for the tag division. And apparently, because Garrick's had it in the notes, it was supposed to happen right before the Rusev promo. And I didn't see it. I even rewound the show to make sure I just didn't miss it. It wasn't there. So maybe it was something they talked about, but only available on the international version of Raw.
Oh, man.
Because of the commercial breaks.
Yeah, I don't see that.
That could have been good.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole segment it should be.
Yeah.
They're writing this shit on the fly? What kind of company does that?
Apparently wrestling company. That seems like be a normal occurrence in wrestling.
It actually does. Anyways, would you like to answer some questions?
Companies. Yeah, like sure.
All right. Got a bunch
stay
over
awake
here
long enough.
on the YouTube. Dave Matuszek asking us questions that we have zero idea if it's possible or not. But he asks them anyways. With ESPN streaming all WWE PLEs, David loves broadcast questions too.
The business of television seems really fascinating to David, yes.
I feel like there's a calling for Matuszek to become like a TV exec.
Or like a writer for like Hollywood Reporter.
Right.
Yeah.
He says this, with ESPN streaming all WWE PLEs for the next 5 years, what are the chances of a cameo by Stephen A. Smith in any of them? You'd think pretty strong, right?
Yeah, I would think so. 'Cause I thought I saw amongst all the announcements that like SportsCenter is going to have a presence at PLEs.
Oh, God.
So they'll, like when they have like the afternoon SportsCenter and they have the set all set up and you'll have Triple H. God, this sounds like TV I don't want to watch, but Triple H show up to get interviewed from SportsCenter Live at WrestlePalooza.
Yeah.
And it's just all corporate speak from Triple H about how great
please?
WWE is.
And everybody's just like, fucking having to eat this shit. Can they please fucking add WWE coverage to like SportsCenter? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like it's real.
Like it's a competitive activity.
Yes, please do that. Let's go back to that.
This is what I actually really want. I want Wilbon and Kornheiser on a set at a WWE PLE. Give me that.
That'd be awesome.
Because, Kornheiser, he will have all the fun with it. And Wilbon will be like, what the fuck am I doing here doing this?
No, Kornheiser ideally will be much closer to like Jesse Ventura, where he's like, why did he just leave the cage?
Yeah.
That kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah, that'd be good. That's hilarious because there are probably I'm say like 80% of the people at ESPN are like appreciative of what WWE is. There's got to be a couple who are still like, this fucking clown show. What is this doing on our network? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna find out who those people are, Larson.
I know. Luis here asked, will we see live reviews /podcast return, and is the Hilton interview ready?
The Hilton interview is
not ready.
It's booked. Well, we got to figure out what day we're going to shoot it this week.
Yeah, Sunday this week.
Yeah,
I guess
we got it.
Wednesday. I'm gonna try to do Wednesday.
I'm down for Wednesday. Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, Wednesday. I think our Wednesday's pretty open. So.
I'll hit him up right after this. Yeah, Hilton interview. He confirmed that he's going to do it. And what was the other question? Live. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about live. It's not even just a matter of like my internet, because that's sort of like whatever. I've kind of figured that out to a degree in terms of like making sure the stream stays good on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's when there are issues. Honestly, like live chat kind of distracts me from like my job to a degree. Like, if the internet goes down for like a minute or whatever, or if it starts getting choppy, then it's like, oh God, now you're choppy. You're not. And it's like, I appreciate that you guys are saying but I can't do anything about it. And so then it becomes a distraction of what we're talking about, and the final product kind of suffers because of that. So I found that I'm much less distracted when we just do pre-records. Not to say that they'll never come back. Next week I might be like, hey, let's bring back lives. You know, it's
Let's
a
do it
possibility.
live, but Steve just doesn't pay attention to chat.
I mean, dude, that's honestly what it would be. You know,
Yeah.
it's like we're gonna roll, and if we did, it'd probably be for Friendo Club members and patrons. That's what it'd probably be for.
Yeah.
Maybe Twitch subs.
CM Punxsutawney Phil. That's a good name. CM Punxsutawney Phil.
It's a good one.
What is Bronson Reed's match at Crown Jewel in Perth?
There's got to be a win there.
You would like to hope so.
Have him beat Jay, a former world champion in Perth.
Yeah.
Have him do that,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
at least, hey, if nobody else, Jim. At least Jim. At least
Jim will
Jimmy
take an
Uso.
L.
Oh, dude, he loves taking L's. Get out of here.
He'll take L's.
Josh says, is Chicago where Punk brings AJ back? We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Shauna says, if you ate a tsunami from Bronson and had to be in the hospital for 2 weeks, what's the first real food you would go for when you got out?
Oh,
You're in the hospital for 2 weeks, you get out.
Yeah.
What real food, not hospital food?
Yeah, I can't stomach that hospital food. I don't know. Just the fattest piece of shit food that I can get my hands on that I like. I'm trying to think.
You want to go like something a little fancier, maybe? Go and get yourself a good steak. Go
Yeah,
get some barbecue, some ribs.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You can go to Wiener Schnitzel and get the pack of hot dogs or something, aren't you?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, probably. Like, you guys have a box of hot dogs?
Yeah.
I drive up there. You
Give
got
me
a
a
box.
pack of hot dogs just ready for me as soon as I'm discharged.
I want a box and I want a bunch of hot dogs in it. That's what I want. Sushi, like sushi. That sounds
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, sushi does sound good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get a lot of sushi. Spend $100 on sushi.
Greg Morris says, power rank who turns on Seth first, Heyman, Braun, or Bronson? It's Braun. Braun turns on him first.
Yeah, Braun's the big turn. Braun's
Yeah.
the big turn. Yeah.
Braun, Bronson, Heyman in that order.
Yeah, this is a good one. Joe the Meme Maker. What other wrestler's partner could convincingly imitate their partner's entrance, tricking someone into thinking it was them at first? You think Montez could imitate Bianca Belair successfully? Probably not. Probably not. I'd like to see Ludwig Kaiser try. Is he still with Tiffany Stratton?
For all I know, yeah.
I have no
Or I should
idea.
say, as far as I know, yeah.
I thought I saw a rumor they broke up, but maybe not.
Oh,
I don't know. I'd like to see him do Tiffany Stratton's entrance.
okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Alex Foster asks, what's your favorite bad wrestling story? Favorite bad wrestling story?
Oh, man.
Alex here has Shane versus Braun. I got a better one.
That's a good one.
Miz versus Shane.
Because of George Mizanin.
Because we got George Mizanin, yeah.
Baked potato face. Those are two epic feuds that really are underrated severely. Shane calling Braun stupid was honestly genius.
Braun.
Braun. Well, how do you respond to that? Shadow says, has there ever been a gimmick like with El Grande where another person took it over and shot it to the moon? I feel like fake Diesel and fake Razor could have been that.
Get out of here with that.
Feel like it could have been that.
Get
I mean,
outta here.
Conan was only Max Moon for like a house show, and then the Diamond, what's his name, Paul Diamond?
Paul Diamond, yeah.
He took it over and he shot it to the moon.
Yeah. Never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again.
Josh M. asks, is Becky better than Seth on the mic? Yes.
Is Becky better? Yeah, she is. Yeah, Becky, dude, I think she's hilarious. I
When
think she's
Becky
really
when Becky is working with interesting material, she is one of the best on the mic.
good. Yeah. AJ Otani says, who's been your favorite double champ this year? Here are the options. Ash by Elegance. with the concierge, Sol Ruka, and Dustin Rhodes. I'm going to go with Sol Ruka.
Been the only double champions this year?
Sol, because she tried to make something out of that speed title.
She did. Why do I feel like there's another double champion this year?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these questions are really. I like the day that you're like exhausted from a camping trip.
It's all the put you on the spot questions.
It's the memory questions.
I know.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen today. I apologize.
It's funny over at Wrestle Juice. I do my like marathon of questions like every week, and like there was a couple like really deep philosophical questions like, what do you think happens when we die? I have no problem doing like a solid 5 on that, but then you say to me, what wrestler was best that was in the mid card that never elevated? That kind of shit. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Please ask me more about what happens when we die and less about my memory of pro wrestling because it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the questions I got.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to do something. Says, since Ludwig has gotten more popular with the El Grande gimmick, do you think they dropped the other El Grandes? We haven't seen him.
We saw him. I know we haven't seen him within the last week, but it wasn't that long ago they were on
Did we
TV
see him at Triple Mania? Were the other Grandes there?
I remember if we saw him at Triple Mania. See, again, my memory's garbage.
I think we saw him at Triple Mania.
Yeah, I think so. That wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't that long ago.
It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's been a reason for them to all come out.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like, if the idea is Prime El Grande knows about the other ones. They haven't really interacted. And then Ronan the analyst here says, is the Seth Rollins CM Punk feud this era's Cena Orton? It feels dragged out and boring. I wasn't really paying much attention back during Cena Orton days because it was boring and dragged out. Yeah. Dude, I'll be honest. I kind of like the Punk Rollins stuff. It's like I like the injection of Becky into it. I think that works. It's not like the most thrilling thing in the world, but I'm down with it.
I don't feel like it has the same level of intensity behind it at this juncture that, say, Punk Drew did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder.
And a lot of that is Drew would take the feud off TV. He'd post on social media all the time and stuff like that. He would actually add some fuel to the feud by posting some stuff. And that's just, I don't know. It feels, and by doing that, it came across as a bit more organic, whereas everything with the Seth Punk thing just feels very scripted.
I feel like Drew Punk was kind of helped by Punk being gone. Yeah. By Punk being injured because he couldn't do shit, but he could do little things like when he cost Drew the cash-in situation. But then it was like, oh, he's champing at the bit to get back to Drew. And that kind of added to the tension, I think. And then once it was like explosive once they got back together. But I kind of feel like him being gone helped it. Yeah. Now you just have two guys who are healthy that every week they got to figure out a reason why they still, So
or not actually having a match, yeah.
Yeah, right.
For a show where you have to pay for it.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm down with it. I think it's fine, but it's not like the most thrilling thing in the world.
No. Yeah. But that's that's much of WWE right now. Most of it's fine.
Yeah. They need some big shit to happen.
Yeah, they need something seismic or something that at least feels like it could be seismic to
They
happen.
need like a big whoa kind of moment.
And to lead to more interesting stuff, not just the moment for the moment's sake.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.